What's happening, everyone? Today, after a very long time, Alan is back with us yet again.
Hello. It's been too long. I missed everybody, not you so much, but the audience. And so I was in the neighborhood after a few months, and I decided, why not stop by my old buddy Josh, see how he's doing. So here I am.
I'm truly honored, Alan. But with the... we've got the trip coming up, which we're still kind of planning for our draft. But, the NFL season is almost upon us now.
Favorite time of the year.
And so, we can get into predictions.
Sure.
But this has got to happen this year for the Niners. It's got to happen.
Yeah. Our schedule is the second easiest in the entire NFL. The first 3 weeks of the season, in fact, the first week they open up with the Seahawks on the road. They play against Sam Darnold, who we know. I think Seattle should be beatable. Could be a close game, but I think we'll beat them. Then we go to New Orleans week 2. They don't have a quarterback, new coach. Should be another win. And then you come home against the Cardinals, which, by the way, for any of you listening, September 21st is the Niners home opener. It'll be week 3. I anticipate they'll be 2-0 at that point going into 3-0. And I'm having a big tailgate, which hopefully you're coming. You might bring your daughter and family. I'm having a huge tailgate. I'm having a bunch of friends, different walks of life coming. So that'll be fun. And we could talk about... It's funny how all roads lead back to Levi's Stadium and the Great America Lot, where we've all had some blood, sweat, and tears throughout the years, and now we get a chance to go and enjoy it. So.
Yeah, among other fluids for some.
Yeah, kids have been conceived, kids have been lost. Maybe, I don't know. They don't call it the Miracle Mile for no reason.
The Faithful Mile.
Oh yeah, Miracle Mile is in Vegas. Sorry, I'm thinking of casino out there.
Do they still call it that? Will they still be calling it that?
The Faithful Mile?
Yeah.
No, man, that's
gone now.
They call it. It's just like the Great America Lot, man. They really don't have anything 49er affiliated. It's
kind of bullshit,
it's
right?
It's called like Red Lot 3. Man,
you remember when there was when that water got going and there was like fish in there?
Yeah.
That was really like
the renderings that were sitting in where they would do the tours by the store. Uh-huh. The rendering of the stadium was like, oh man, it's going to be 3 bridges that have lights in the waters, and it's almost like a Little Mermaid situation. And man, that shit looked like a swamp. You would cross that bridge, and you're like, this looks like an episode of Unsolved Mysteries with Robert Stack. Like,
there's no way that they could put lights there because the water rises and falls like on a 12-foot margin. So there's like, how could you?
It's a moat.
Yeah, it's a moat. It's kind of like that's like carp Alcatraz instead of alligator Alcatraz.
Right. Yeah, but the 21st is coming in September. The stadium. I was just thinking the other day on one of my drives to work, I was looking at the stadium and they updated the scoreboards. So they spent like $100 million, believe it or not, making the scoreboard bigger.
Oh yeah.
And so now the scoreboard sticks out to the side. So like it's not centrally like placed on the concourse.
So they gotta pay to like do it to the other side. Okay.
Yeah. So it's stuck out because the Super Bowl's coming in. I gotta tell you, I was just there where the Amtrak is and the hot dog man. They used to sell hot dogs.
Yeah. Is he still there?
So that stand is operating. I didn't see this physical guy there with his car and all that. It was
with the American flag bandana. Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't see him. I saw a setup of it. But Josh, I
gotta have him on the show.
Him and the Banjo Man.
Yeah.
Are really two.
Yes.
We could probably get him on. Come out on the 21st. We'll offer him some chicken wings and some beer, and he'll come. That guy is always in the parking lot with his banjo looking for food and drink. So
yes.
Got to get him on.
Dude, let's get him on, and then you'll be on that show too.
Yeah, that guy's a legend. I actually saw him at the Super Bowl when I was in Vegas in the parking lot.
Oh, really?
Got a picture with him. I was like, let's go get this fucking done. Of course, we didn't. I went home, thought about throwing myself off the plane. It was, talk about a shitty day, dude. I was like, I'm very thankful. Honestly.
Yeah, we didn't mention this last time you were on.
Yeah, last time I was here, well, not the last time, a few months back, but the couple years back, if you remember, I predicted Harbaugh to the Chargers.
Yeah, you did.
I said the Niners are going to go to the Super Bowl. They'll probably play the Ravens. I was wrong about, and so they did. They went and they played the Chiefs, and I went to the Super Bowl. $7,500. I'm looking at the camera again. I bought a $7,500 ticket at 11:30 in the morning in the Mandalay Bay, and then I went to the game around 2. So I flew to Vegas, 7 a.m., by myself, no ticket in my hand, ready to buy a ticket, bought the ticket, went to the Super Bowl, got absolutely trashed, was devastated, gutted, got back on a plane at 10 p.m. and flew back to San Jose all in one day.
So what did you do while you were there? You just sat in your seat and cheered?
When I got to Vegas, I tried to buy the ticket from Game Time, and my card got declined because they thought it was fraud. So
naturally.
I'm standing I'm standing in front of Bellagio watching the water show on hold with customer service. Once they cleared it, I got my ticket. I'm like, okay, well, for the next 2 hours, all I know how to do is gamble. So I go into blackjack, I get drunk, and this is an untold first-time story. I didn't even I was going to take this to the grave with me, but I'm going to share it. The Niners had never lost, ever, when I had gone to a game. I had that record at home, specifically, like 22-0. They did lose last year when I was there, so it's 22.
Well, people had given you money, right? Didn't they? Some people had given you money to go.
Yeah, they thought I was like
an investment.
I had an unnamed investor who gave me $1,000 to go to the game because he's like, they're gonna win if you're there. So so this
sound logic.
So they went to overtime and they lost, but back up before the game started, I was sitting on a blackjack table with all Chiefs fans. And I had been drinking. This is at 11 o'clock in the morning. And if you know me as well as everyone, how do I get when I drink? You got curse words flying out. All of a sudden I become 10'2", and I say things, and I was just, we're going to fuck you guys up. And they've never lost when I've been here. And sure enough, the girl's like, well, they've never lost when I've been here. And so I kind of feel like I should have never said anything because I revealed that secret. I got too. When I used to go to games, I would stay quiet and then say, 20-0, 21-0. Before the Super Bowl, I was going to everybody in the casino saying, I'm here. It's a fucking lock. We're going to win. Fuck you. Attitude. And if I could go back, the only thing I would have changed is not said anything. Because I feel like the gods changed against me when I did that. Because I was literally telling people just so you know, they don't lose when I'm here. And they're like, well, just so you know, they don't lose when we're here. I shouldn't have done that. I should have just shut the fuck up, played my blackjack, and they would have won. But no, they lost. They lost in overtime. Fucking Patrick Mahomes.
It's
sucking.
Dude, that's what the Kamala Harris voters did not that long ago.
They fell out of a fucking coconut tree, yeah.
But yeah, dude, that was a tough loss. That was a tough loss again to the Chiefs. Again.
Josh, I think about losses in Monopoly, losses in Super Nintendo, losses in any sport. It's just the Niners' last 3 with the Ravens and both Chiefs. They've been just fucking gut run. It's like I'd rather them go to the Super Bowl and lose 42-0. Quit fucking playing with my heart to the last second. 2 times in that last Super Bowl that I was at, 2 times it was overtime. The Niners were winning by 3, and I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, it's 4th down. If we stop them here on a batted ball, there's a fumble, it's over. That Super Bowl ends right there. The Niners are going to... And both times they converted those 4th downs. That's how fucking gut-wrenching. And I'm sitting there watching it. And I got to tell you, though, I've been to the Super Bowl, and now I don't have to listen to people. It's a corporate event.
Yeah.
Like you would know. We did stadium...
Well, we've been to the 50.
50.
But it's got to be different as a fan.
Stadium Ice, WrestleMania, Taylor Swift. Josh, it was that feeling where it wasn't for the real fan. I wasn't next to people like me. I was next to a fucking 70-year-old Asian lady and a 60-year-old .com millionaire that didn't understand the ramification. They had the money. I don't have 7,500 like that.
So what happens now? How much did you hear that after that? Right after that?
I had people that were just like, can you grab me another beer in the middle of overtime? Can you are we going to Helen's after? Those kinds of people. It's like, what the fuck are you talking
Helen?
about? And so it was pretty brutal because it was just me and this one guy that were next to each other, this Mexican guy, and he was into it. I was into it. And of course, for me, selfishly, my stepdad had passed away the year I moved back from Vegas to California. Our good friend Jay had passed away earlier that year, shockingly, for the holidays. And so all that was running in my mind. I'm like, maybe this is destiny, man. Like, these people have passed. Maybe they're watching over me today for this. Like, and I know they're always watching over. But, you start thinking these things like this is destiny for them to win because, these people left us and what it meant to them and we could honor them. And so that part of it hurt too for me. It wasn't just like for me in the greed. It was more so like, what a fairy tale thing. Like, our friend passed away, huge Niners fan, was buried in a forever faithful, and like, this is going to happen for him, for his honor. And when it didn't happen, man, I was just very distraught. I felt like a guy that was sentenced to jail for 50 years for a crime I didn't commit. Like, I was just nonchalant. So as soon as the game's over, the Chiefs run on the field, there's confetti. I walk down the stairs with my head down, walk about a mile back to a cab, hit the tarmac. Didn't look at anyone, didn't speak. My niece, Alexandra, I told her this. I was like, you're the only person I talked to that night because, like, people left me alone. My mom, everyone, they didn't contact me. And my niece said to me, I'll never forget it. She came at a different angle. She said, you deserved much better than that. Because she knew. Like, a lot of the theme was like, you've done your job. You got out there, you supported them, you cheered, but they didn't carry on their, like, anyways. Look, I'll say this about that Super Bowl. If Dre Greenlaw doesn't get hurt in the Super Bowl, he doesn't tear his ACL, Achilles, they would win.
Sure.
He got hurt, and then Kelsey started to get catches. Like, they had shut down the Chiefs. They had pretty much owned them. But you know what? We're in 2025 now, buddy. I can't go back in time.
Greenlaw's not there anymore, right? Where's he at
He's
now?
on the Broncos. With
right.
With Hufanga. He's also on the Broncos.
That's right.
But Greenlaw, after signing his contract, had, tore his quad. So this guy's out now for another couple of months. Greenlaw wanted to be his own man. So now we're coming into 2025 with a Fred Warner. You got Salah back, which was the biggest acquisition you can get, and you basically have 9 young draft picks in defense they selected. On
starting?
Yeah, most of them are going to have to start because they really just went defense in the early rounds to replace, Armstead, Buckners that have left.
Armstead wasn't there last year, though, right?
He wasn't, but you never really replaced him, right? You just kind of let him go and didn't do anything about it. Now you got to start replacing these guys. You got Nick Bosa in his prime, but who have you really had next to him since D Ford? Really nobody.
I really expected them to get the other Bosa.
Yeah, so did I. I was like, okay, for 1 year, he should do it. Turns out he wanted the money. He didn't want to come to the West Coast, which was a shocker to me.
Because you are here and your brother. Why wouldn't you want to play with your brother, dude?
I don't even know if it was money, actually, because it's how much more money can you make?
But what about that story? What about playing with your brother? The whole LeBron playing with his son. Frank Gore, I'm sure, would love to have played with his son.
Maybe we don't know as much as we think we know about these brothers. Maybe they don't love each other as much. I don't know, because it would make some common sense to me.
They're not the Paul brothers.
No, they're not.
They're not that close, it seems.
Jake and Logan, but they're definitely close, right? But I don't know. I don't know for the life of me why. But I will say that we might have dodged a bullet because historically Joey's more hurt. I do
hurt for a big price. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. His job is to get sacks, and if he's going to play 7 games, is it really worth the money? Probably not. But no, man, I'm excited for this year. They went really young on an edge rusher. They went really young on a linebacker. So here's the thing. They got an easy schedule, Josh, but this reminds me of the 2019 Niners when it's you didn't expect it. They came out of nowhere and just went to the Super Bowl. You got guys that you're not going to know of this year. Jason Pinnock is our safety. They're saying this guy's going to be a ball hawk. We don't even know who that guy is right now. It's you know what? He might be the next Jimmy Ward. That's the thing. We have the core nucleus. You got Trent Williams, McCaffrey coming back healthy, Fred Warner. You got Kyle Juszczyk. You got Ayuk still hurt but coming back. George Kittle. You've got people. You've got a continuity, and you got Kyle Shanahan, who's the best coach in football, in my opinion, next to Andy Reid. That, like, dude, you don't need to have all these. They have the right coaches. Saleh is back. That was probably the number one acquisition. Like, let me just tell you this: I rather have Robert Saleh be our defensive coordinator than tell you, Josh, we don't have him, but we will get Joey Bosa.
Sure.
You want to have a guy that can coach the young guys, and you know what? Paying Brock $250 million, you're gonna have to let go of guys. So now they're at that stage where Brock's not on a rookie deal. How are they going to pay the rest of the roster? So they're living off rookie contracts.
Right. You kind of have to. You kind of have to play Moneyball with the defense now a little bit.
Yeah, you do. And you know what?
As long as you keep, but I would say as long as you keep one king at each position. Like obviously you have Nick Bosa.
Yep.
You got Fred Warner, but you don't have anybody at the secondary. You don't have anyone. You don't have anyone. You have no studs.
Well, no, we did pay a high price for Diamador Lenore. Lenore is a starter. He's a stud. They paid him like $80 million. They got rid of. I think you're thinking of them letting him walk. Charvarius Ward. He's gone.
Well, there was nothing that you could have done. There was nothing that they could have done with that.
No.
I would have been out if I was him too.
Yeah, no. What happened to him and happened to Trent Williams too. He lost the kid. Like I get the psychology of it. I think you're right. They're young in that area, but you know what, man? If you could get a pass rush going, like in 2019, did it really matter? Like in 2019, they were getting to the quarterback with Buckner and Armstead and Bosa and Ford so fast that your cornerbacks didn't really matter. And if they could get to that, that's fine. That's the thing. Like you're right. Do they have cornerbacks that can cover a guy for 5 seconds straight? Probably not.
We don't have like the DeForest Buckner, Eric, and Armstead duo though. So it's like we got to have somebody strong there to protect against that pass.
The name's missing me right now, but they drafted a big boy out of Texas in the second round. Huge, clogs up the middle.
For safety?
No.
Or linebacker?
No. Defensive lineman. Where they once thought Kinlaw would succeed. T-tackle.
Oh.
Right in the middle. So hopefully this guy will clog up the middle. They got a pass rusher. Like their first 5 draft picks were edge rusher, so someone that can come opposite Bosa and rush. Mm-hmm. They go automatically to right in the middle of the line, and they draft a guy out of Texas who's just a 330-pound big body going to clog up the middle, like an Obreo Franklin, if you remember him. People like, I'm trying to think of somebody you would know. I guess you could just say like a Kinlaw. Even although Kinlaw sucked, Kinlaw was supposed to be the guy that would like make everybody forget about Buckner, right? Him. Then what do? They get a linebacker to replace him, to replace Greenlaw. Then what do? They get a safety. They literally went edge rusher, lineman, linebacker, cornerback, safety, cornerback, then receiver. So like that tells you like, hey, on offense, Kyle can draw up plays. They're fine. They lost Debo.
Right. Drafting defense is one thing, but signing a veteran in the offseason, what have they done defensive wise?
I mean, not anybody that you're going to love. I mean, they drafted a lot of guys with potential. I mentioned Jason Pinnock earlier. He's a guy that played under Saleh.
Yeah, but he's not that level. You know, he's not you got like franchise level in Fred Warner. You got franchise level in Nick Bosa. And you don't have any franchise level in there. You have franchise level in every other part. You know, like I would say, you know, obviously Christian McCaffrey on offense.
Sure.
But then you have like Brock Purdy, and then you have like their offensive line. It's gotten pretty damn good. It's a lot better than it used to be.
I will say though, Josh, some of those guys, other than Bosa, like I didn't know how good Fred Warner was going to be. I didn't know how good Drake Greenlaw. Greenlaw came in the 5th round. Warner was in the 3rd round. He was actually a cornerback at BYU. So like, I get what you're saying. I hear you, but this regime has earned my trust that I will see how these guys pan out. Because, like, you know, George Kittle was a 5th round pick. George Kittle might be one of the greatest tight ends of all time. What if they hit a home run like that this year? We don't know yet. Until they hit the field, we don't know. Like, they could have a franchise guy. What we don't know. Like, you know, Hufanga the first year flashed. It was like, wow, this guy's going to be the next Troy Polamalu. Then he had a really shitty year after he got hurt. I mean, it happens. It does. And so
well, he was using the wrong conditioner. If you're going to be the next Troy Polamalu, you got to use that right conditioner. You got to get that curl.
He started cashing checks he didn't have, right? He got ahead of himself. So that's the thing is like, yeah, they have a lot of guys. They didn't go out and get Joey Bosa. No, they didn't go out and get like the Richard Shermans of the world back in the day. Like they just got guys that could play. But hey, man, this isn't basketball. This is a nucleus. And if you have Fred Warner out there and Bosa that could bring these young puppies along, that's all you need. You don't need 10 alpha dogs. You need one alpha that's telling the other guys what to do in the foxhole.
Yeah, I think that we got really lucky with Dre Greenlaw and that he kind of came up with Fred Warner.
Sure.
You know, and so you can't replicate that again with anyone.
I think the Willis and Bowman and then going from that to Warner and Greenlaw is unreal, right?
But then, you know, it could have been even better
with Borland. Is that what you're going to do?
Yeah.
Chris Borland. I don't know that you would even know who Fred Warner is if Chris Borland ever retired. That guy was a Blake.
Yeah.
Franchise type of guy. He was just all over the place making I think you're right, but for me, Josh, and this is for anyone listening that's a Niners fan. If you're truly a Niners fan, you support the San Francisco 49ers. Quit the slander on Kyle Shanahan. I don't want to hear anything negative about Kyle Shanahan. Without Kyle Shanahan, this team is winning 5 games a year. No one's going to the games. And it's when we work there. It'd be a half-empty stadium nobody cares about. Just like when they had Chip Kelly.
Oh.
We couldn't sell a fucking T-shirt to save our life. No one cared about the 49. This guy comes in after they let go of Harbaugh, and they bring these other idiots like Tom Sula, who was basically Ron Jeremy.
A nice guy, though. A good guy. A good person.
Didn't you run into him a few times?
Oh, yeah. Well, dude, I would talk to him all the time because his daughter worked at the San Francisco store.
Yeah.
Remember that? She was actually not that. She was a nice person too. She wasn't like the Balky daughter or the Balky kids. Yeah, like she was actually a hard worker and actually like gave a shit.
I remember that Caitlin Balky. I tried to like hang out with her just so I could see what's going on in the old Balky house and try to set things straight with him and Harbaugh, try to salvage the marriage. I think you and I had a great idea once. We were on the way. I shouldn't say we. I should say you. I was driving my old Honda. We had just come back from lunch. Pizza My Heart. Shout out to Pizza My Heart. If they ever want to sponsor, best pizza around town. You had thought of a great idea like, hey, we're going into 2015. It's still 2014. There's rumors going on like we're going to lose Harbaugh. Why don't we invite Harbaugh to Bourbon Steakhouse from Balky? Like, hey, I'm so sorry. Can we meet in private? And then we send Balky one from Harbaugh that said, hey, Trent, I really would like to meet with you. Like, I'm so sorry about what's going on. And we would get them together and they would patch things up. Remember that? We had an idea of sending them both postcards.
Oh, yeah. I think that happened. I think I got that idea from like Full House or Perfect Strangers.
Yeah. I'm sure there was one with Balky or, which, was it you that was telling me where did Perfect Strangers start, or where did Family Matters start from? And it was Perfect Strangers.
Yeah, that was a spinoff of it.
Because Harriet was like
she was an elevator attendant.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
Harriet Winslow, the original, by the way, not the bullshit Harriet they brought in at the end. Remember that? Like the last season of Family Matters, it was a completely different Harriet. That lady quit.
What? Are you talking about Fresh Prince?
No, that happened in Fresh Prince as well. Vivian was a different Vivian.
Yeah, I know that.
Harriet was a different Harriet. In the last season, when Urkel goes to the moon and he comes back as Stefan Arkell and he marries Laura or whatever as Urkel, it's a different mom. I just watched the show. I'm going to tell you guys another story. What about this whole Diddy stuff with allegedly Reginald Johnson? I forget his name. The guy that plays, what's his name? Carl Winslow. It was alleged that he was caught on camera with P. Diddy getting banged from behind.
Oh, Carl Winslow?
Yeah. And they questioned him on the street. They questioned him on the street about that. But yeah, man, I mean, I don't think so. I'd hope not. He was a great father figure like Uncle Phil was to a lot of us in the 90s. R.I.P. But, yeah. Where was I? Yeah, so that was a different mom there.
Okay, so this is the Harriet that I remember.
Yeah. just do Harriet season 7. Because I want to look at this too. I don't know. Right there in the bottom. See that go down? Right
here?
there. The lady to the right.
That's what?
Yeah, dude. There was 2. For like the last 5 episodes, this lady got out of her contract and was pissed at NBC or whoever, Paramount, and said, fuck you, and left. And I'm pretty sure...
Oh, yeah, it's a portrait thing. It's so funny. What the fuck? So that was the other Harriet right there?
Yeah, a lot of people don't acknowledge it, though, because it was only for a few episodes and the show ended, man. It was like in the middle of the season. It wasn't like a Vivian where it was like 3 seasons of the other lady. This was strictly...
That was Harriet?
Mm-hmm.
Hell no!
Carl!
Yeah, she doesn't have that. She has... Oh, no, she has a bad attitude. She's got spunk. She's got a bad attitude.
Yeah.
Hell no. So, that wasn't the same one. How are you... The spinoff was all about her. That's the whole reason. It's like getting rid of Tommy Pickles.
Yeah,
when you go do a spinoff of Rugrats.
It's like getting rid of Doug and saying it's all about pork chop.
Fucking Skeeter.
Or Mr. Dink. Very expensive. Right? You got those. I don't know. So look, it goes to show you nothing lasts forever. When you can get replaced as Harriet, you could get replaced on this episode of the podcast. Well,
dude, I'm glad you brought that up actually, because I've been watching Power Rangers with my kids.
Okay. Didn't they have an episode where they're at Candlestick Park or something?
I haven't got there yet, but we've got through all the first season and we're in the second season now. And this is when Trini, Zach, and Jason, the red, yellow, and black Rangers, they like leave to go join the Peace Corps, right? Mm-hmm. But really, it's because they all had the same agent and Haim Saban was only paying them basically like $50 an episode or something. And they wanted more. And he said, no. And they're like, okay, well, how much can you give us? He's like, I'm not going to give you anything. I'm going to fire you all now. Goodbye. And he fucking, and then he fucking hired other ones because they knew that the movie was coming up, right? They knew that Power Ranger, the one with Ivan Ooze, right?
Sure.
They knew that Power Ranger movie was coming up. So the agent for those 3 Rangers used that as leverage to be like, hey, we need to get more money because I know that we're going to be in this movie.
Yeah.
And he's like, no. No on the money, and actually now no on the movie. They're like, but it's only like 6 or 7 months out.
Yeah.
And they're like, no. Okay. You guys can see the door. Then he hired those 3 new Rangers, and even like, I mean, there had to be couldn't have been more than 1 episode of them in an actual show before the movie got released with them in it. And it was like, because nobody like not everybody follows it to the T. Who the fuck are these people? Who the fuck are these 3 in there?
Was it like when Vince McMahon brought another Undertaker and a fake Razor Ramon? Everybody was like, what the fuck?
Well, you had, obviously, originally you had the Asian girl as the Yellow Ranger.
Yeah.
Black dude as the Black Ranger and some dude as the Red Ranger.
Did you ever find that interesting, by the way?
Yeah, but then they just basically switched it out. They're like, okay, we're still going to have some dude as the Red Ranger, but now we're going to have an Asian dude as the Black Ranger and a black girl as the Yellow Ranger.
Who was the guy, Josh? Because I'm not in tune as I would with Ninja Turtles. Who was the one that killed somebody in real life? One of the Rangers?
I think that was like in the later seasons in like Power Rangers Turbo or Dino Thunder or something like that, where I stopped. I stopped at like Power Rangers Zeo probably, where it's still like where the last original character stopped coming, almost.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I got into Power Rangers. I like to collect them. I thought they were cool, colorful, but I'm more of a Captain America guy. Or is it Captain America? He's our hero. No. Earth, wind, fire. Our powers unite.
You mean
who am I saying? Who am I thinking of? Captain Planet.
Captain Planet. That's right.
Yeah, I'm more of a Captain Planet kid. I mean, with our powers combined, You know, that's how we were. We were captain. We were the people, and Ashley Brown was Captain Planet. With our powers combined, we help Ashley Brown look good in front of Prague Marathe and the other guy, Al Guido. Hey guys, Al's coming in. Let's make sure we rip off all the tags so he can take whatever he wants. But yet,
Man.
God forbid, on inventory, when we miscount one item, it's our fault.
Those were some of the best times, though.
They were. You know, I tell my now girlfriend, I'm like, every time we pass by the stadium, I'm like, so many memories, so many things, just not just work, but like stories and fun times. Like some of the best times were the shittiest times, counting out, eating shitty cold food at 2 a.m. and drinking Diet Pepsi because that's what Ashley ordered and that's all she wanted. And she didn't give a fuck about her workers. And I'm still trying to reach out to her. No response. Try to reach out. Can't get a hold of Ashley Brown. So if you hear this, hopefully reach out. I could use a new pair of Skechers.
You know, I mean, there was just so much that went on there, and we went there and we going there every day, right? When it's not an event,
Yeah.
when it's not shit going on there, it's such a different feeling. You know, you go up there and you go up to the very top and you're like looking at like the roads or like the rest of the buildings, and it's like, or Great America, and it's such a feeling. It's like, this is a view that you can't really get.
No, you're right. I think that's why now, Josh, when I've gone to games or I go to Great America, now that I have a building I work at nearby, I don't think about it like a fan does. Even after all the, like, since we left in 2018, 19, 20 was COVID, 21, 22, 23, 20. Yeah, I mean, I've gone to like 30 games, right? Like, it's been a while now, but every time I walk in there and I like look at something, I'm like, like, I'll look at a backstock. The door will open up real quick and I'll look in the back and I just see like 20 NPOs on their phones. I'm like, God.
Or you look and you look at somewhere where you used to catch like somebody just going and viewing something when they left the store. You'd go there to that, or you'd go to like the railing where we used to watch the games and we used to like check it out every once in a while. Or you'd go to like, you'd even pass by a closed door that you're like, I know what's in there.
Yeah,
I know what's in there.
I had to walk through the atrium once to get to a club. And I walked through the atrium and I just thought about the hat warehouse and I was tweaking out. I started to convulse almost. I was like, dude, fuck this. Like,
But it's not even just that. It's like, I had an argument in there. There was a real big problem in here. There was oh my God, I remember when this place was overrun by cockroaches. You know, I remember when I caught this guy doing a line of blow off the counter in here, you know.
Or for me, it would be like, I remember I was counting hats with Catherine, who I wanted to marry. So I purposely had her come help me count hats. I had a lot of love interest at Levi's Stadium. It seemed like every season, every game. But you're right. Like every crevice of that place, you know, you walk past A103 right above the stairs and it's like it triggers a memory of me working a Beyonce concert. I went into the Yahoo Club or one of those on the 4th floor. And I think about, well, that's where you and I used to go because that was a good spot to watch the game. Mm-hmm. And yeah, man. Or I think about like one time I had to go down the hall for a concert. So I went in the actual 100 level. And I think about, what about the moths?
Well, remember they all hatched at once.
It was like, yeah. Like one day they weren't there, and the next day there was like 200,000 of them. It was unreal. Like,
you remember it was because we had that motocross and monster trucks, right? They're always back-to-back weeks,
right?
Because
usually
you fill that shit with dirt. You know, you want to make something else of it before you take all that dirt out. But all that dirt had all those eggs in there, and then at the time they all just seemed to have hatched at once, and they just have to happen one time, right? It just has to happen one time, and then that whole place is now infested with those moths.
It's like cockroaches.
Because they burrow back into the dirt. You know, they're back into the dirt or they're back into their hiding places, and they come out again. It's just how it is.
You know, you notice, I don't think they do those anymore. I haven't heard of a monster truck in a couple of years. I think SAP is now doing the motocross stuff because of that.
Well, they still, yeah, well, it's harder for them to get infected because they don't have natural dirt there, you know. But I mean, those were some of my favorite events to go to because they were at the time like 40, 50 bucks a ticket. Not that bad. And you could see monster trucks jumping, and like in a stadium, it's way better than in an arena.
Yeah.
Because number one, that sound gets out. It doesn't like bounce back in. And number two, you don't just like see them rev and go over something and then they stop.
Yeah.
You know, that's fucked. That's fucked.
For me as a worker, I was like, fine, I'm happy it's here because it's less work to do. For a fan, I think it's very enjoyable, cheap ticket. You get to see those things. You're right. And it's a beautiful stadium to host. I mean, there's not really a bad seat in that stadium. I'll give them that. The way they design it, it's not like there's a beam or there's a wall blocking you. So yeah, as a worker, it's like, fuck, man. For weeks, I had to walk through dirt piles. It's like, what is this? You know, what are we doing here? How much money are we really making? Is this worth it? But I almost felt like the stadium was like trying to get so much revenue back when it was first built. I mean, it's been open for 10 years now. So like those first 2 years, man, they were like saying yes to any fucking event that
packing everything in.
Whatever they could get their hands on.
You kind of have to, right? Because you remember how much that thing cost? That was a lot. And it was like, who's footing the bill?
Yeah.
Well, you have to foot the bill because you said you were going to do these little soccer fields. And remember all that?
Yeah.
All that stuff, dude.
There's still an illegal battle with the city of Santa Clara. I know, like, you know, Jim Mercurio and all these guys, not to name drop, but most of those Niners operation guys, man, they got the axe because of whatever reasons. But, like, I remember I had a good story. I walked into Jim Mercurio's office one day, and I was there to drop off something to Bernadette. And I walked right into his office, like you see in the movies. And I said, hey, Jim. He's like, hello. Yeah, can I help you? And I said, you don't know me, but I'm Alan Netness, and I work at the Team Store. I'm one of the managers. And one day I'm going to have your job. And he looked at me, and he's like, I hope you do, buddy. And he shook my hand. And I meant it because I was like, you know, nobody loves the 49ers more than me. He shouldn't be in this spot. It should be me. But now that I look back, Josh, and I see how that place was ran, and it was ran like a mall, ran like Microsoft, I didn't enjoy it. Like, what I mean is, like, it's better to cheer for the 49ers than it is to work for the 49ers.
Yeah, well, going and seeing how the sausage is made makes you, you know, not want hot dogs, but it makes you look at them twice.
I'm a big 49ers fan. And for me, I was hurt when they would lose. It hurt me. To work, even. It sucked. That's why I didn't want to work on event days, which I knew I had to, but luckily they were bad those years. It was easy to, you know, sit through. But it hurt when, like, people would come in and not care about them, but they would be like a VP for the 49ers. It'd be like, oh, just write this off. We need this. Like, as if I'm some fucking robot at a Nordstrom checkout counter. It's like, you know what, man, fuck you, dude. You don't care about the Niners. You care about turning a profit.
Well, I think it could have been that to you, that merchandise meant something, you know, because it meant something. It meant like spirit. It meant like somebody's going to use this to cheer, not somebody's going to use this to give to somebody else as a bargaining chip, right? Because you started at Palo Alto, you know?
Yeah.
And I remember your name well, and I don't regret all those times I paid you overtime.
Yeah. Well deserved. I mean, listen, you're right. Emblem. I used to tell people I don't cheer for the name on the back. If you notice, you go look at Alan Netness. Maybe one or two, fine. But you look at the history of my Instagram or photos I've shared, you don't really see me wear jerseys. I don't wear jerseys. I cheer for the logo in the front, not the name in the back, because once they traded away and got rid of Jerry Rice, or they cut him, I was so devastated when that happened that for a split second, I was like, man, am I going to always be for the 49ers, or am I going to follow Jerry Rice? That's how much I love Jerry Rice. But I didn't. I'm like, he's a traitor. To this day, Josh, when people, Debo Samuels, Eric Arm, when these people leave, I unfollow them. I don't talk about them. They're enemy. I treat this like war, man. So, like, for me, I'd go in there and, like, the Niners would lose and, like, people wouldn't care. Or Ashley wouldn't care. Like, it was just, like, it wasn't a good environment for me. Because if I would go home with the loss, I would rewatch the highlights, and everybody else is probably just like, oh, I'll see you guys at Mina's for some cocktails. That's not how it worked for me. I was just like, fuck, my team sucks. We're 2-7, and I got to open tomorrow. So, like, I don't advise anyone.
It was that last part that was the main thing.
Yeah. if you're a diehard like I am, don't work for your team unless you're so high up that you could just watch the games and eat food, because you'll be gravely disappointed with who's running your team.
They also say, don't meet your heroes, kind of things like that. But,
I've met Jerry Rice and he was amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I met Jerry Rice. He was amazing. I met him a couple times. I accidentally almost ran him over. Sorry again about that, Jerry. I know I said sorry that first time, but sorry again. But one of my fondest memories is during that Super Bowl, and I get in the elevator because I am in a hurry to get up to the solar terrace so I can see the flyover. That's all I ever wanted to see. Remember?
Yeah.
At these games, like these big games, I want to see the flyover. I want to see what they're going to bring here, And I get up there, I get up to the elevator, and I'm waiting, and I'm like, then Dwight Clark comes, and I'm like, oh hey, and he's like got his suit on with his Chuck Taylors as is tradition, of course, and is R.I.P. of course.
Yeah.
But he's there waiting with me, and then who else comes up? The fucking Seal. Seal is there. Seal comes up, and we're all waiting for the elevator together. Me and those two guys, and then of course their respective handlers. I didn't have any, but then we get in, and it's like Larry Fitzgerald is in there chopping it up with some the elevator attendant lady, the Harriet Winslow of Levi's, if you will.
I remember her.
And we get in there, and we're all like talking, and and they're like, hey, what are you doing up here? I'm like, I got to get up there for the flyover. I got to go up there to the solar terrace to see those planes. He's like, oh yeah, that's the best place to do it. And I look over, and it's Larry Fitzgerald and me, and I'm like, dude, you make me think like I could be in the NFL. Like he's a regular dude, 5'11", 6 feet. So my height, he's got dreads, so automatically makes him faster.
Yeah.
But, like he's just like a human being like me. He's not like a football player like Alex Boone or some big ass dude where it's like that boy plays football.
Yeah.
It's like it made me think, oh shit, I could play too. Of course, I'm not nearly as fast.
You had better elevator experiences. You had better times with not just that, your stories with Hogan. My favorite story, like you guys say, I say a lot of stories. My favorite encounter you had was with Hogan when you guys both acknowledged your beards.
Dude, I mean, that was probably one of the highlights too. I mean, I think I may have said this a while ago, but I got down there and, I had my mustache shaved and he had his mustache shaved. I look at him, he looked at me. I do this. He does it right back.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, that's a moment in time, dude. That's like planting the flag on the moon almost. Like you'll never forget when Hogan looked at you.
Yeah. Well, and he did this. He didn't have to say a word,
No.
And he goes through all these like controversial
He didn't have
things.
to. He had Jimmy Hart
but
next to him saying all the words. So
Jimmy Hart, when I first met Jimmy Hart,
at the trailer,
I didn't know it was Jimmy Hart. I didn't know who it was, because he came up and it's like, that people wear those Western shirts where it's like the button up with like the inlay and stuff. And that's when he came up but he's like, yeah, hey, I'm Jimmy Hart, Mouth of the South. And I just want to see if anybody, if you could keep me one of those women's larges right there. And maybe one of the, and just, here, we'll pay ahead of time here. And we'll just keep those and just make sure you charge it to Jimmy Hart, Mouth of the South. And I was like, okay.
yeah.
I don't know if we could do that. And Jay was like, yes, sir. We will do that. Absolutely. And it's a pleasure meeting for you. And
Jay knew his wrestling.
Yeah. And Jay was like, it's a pleasure meeting you. And, I saw you in the blah, 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 blah. And, that was a great one. And I was like, and then he turned to us. He was like, hey, if y'all need anything autographed, y'all need anything done, you just ask me, I'll get it done. I was like, okay. And then he left and I was like, who was that? And he was like, that's Jimmy Hart, the Mouth of the South. And I was like, well, that's what he said. And then I remember back and I was like, oh,
yeah.
Oh shit. That's that guy.
Yeah.
From when I was a kid.
Yeah.
The Hogan era. Like that.
He would have like a megaphone in his hand.
Yeah. But dude, like you don't realize that because this guy looks different. Like John Cena in person looks way different.
Sure.
Than he does on camera. You know, I mean, they look way different other than Hogan.
No, Hogan is, it's like him and Donald Trump. You're not going to mix those guys up on the street. you know what you're looking at. But two American heroes. But, yeah, man, I had my moment of it. I could just tell you briefly, just because it's on my mind, is that I remember for the first Pac-12 championship game, I think it was the one that Christian McCaffrey played in Stanford against USC. And I had to go up to some floor, and I took the executive elevators up, and it opens up, and it's John Lynch, Ronnie Lott, and Lynn Swann. All fucking 3 Hall of Famers. And like the biggest Niners fan.
14 fingers between them.
Yeah, 14 fingers between them. And they're like, how you doing, man? How's it going? And like, I how you doing? How are you? Man, and there wasn't even an attendant in there. And I was like, I should have just said what I wanted to say and tell them how happy I am with them running the team. But I was always a good boy. I don't know why. I always was just like thinking, I don't want to get fired. I really love this job. But if I could go back, I would have been like, thank you so much. Because after the hell of dealing with Balky and all this, like, it's nice to have John Lynch here. But they were really good, man. Honestly, I don't think, me personally, I never had a bad encounter with a celebrity while I was on. The only person I would say that was kind of a dick was Darnell Dockett. That guy would come in a lot. He was a defensive lineman.
Yeah, those guys that kept coming in to get free shit.
Yeah, the guy had he was like, oh, send this to Florida, send this to LA, send this to New York. And it was like all women's clothing. It's like, okay, buddy, listen, I know you want to send all this to your Gumars, but you got to pay up eventually. But he was cool. I think he signed a jersey for one of us.
That's right.
I didn't get shit. Jeremy got Jordan somehow from one of the running backs. Nobody gave me a fucking bone. Nobody said, Alan, here's this. I will say another cool thing is somebody came up to me when I was working one of the inaugural season, and man, I was stressed out, Josh. I was doing all the returns. It was 40 registers. I was like the only one, out of all the supervisors that was up for the challenge. I felt like everybody was afraid. I had worked in malls and I know Black Friday, so I didn't care. I was like, whatever. Someone's like, hey, Bruce Bochy's in the back stock. He's sitting at your desk.
That's right.
And I said, yeah, okay, sure. They're like, no, really. And it was the person that told me this was a regular cashier that would never lie. It was an old lady. I'm like, okay, Helen, I'll be back, or whatever her name was. And
let me check on Bruce Bochy.
Yeah, I was like, sure. I'm thinking I'm gonna go back there and they're bullshitting in the back. Dude, Bruce Bochy just sitting in my desk, in my chair. And he's like, he asked me, he's like, oh, sorry, you need me to move? And I was like, no, you're fine, sir. I just wanted to shake your hand. Is there anything I can get you? I'll take care of the family. He's like, yeah, my wife's shopping. He's like, you got a beer, though?
Cold beer. No, he asked for a cold. I remember. I think I was there, dude, because he was like, somebody was like, and maybe it was you, but it was like, can I get you anything? He's like, well, I'll take a cold beer. A cold beer. That's the kind of guy he was. He did everything correctly. He had just came off 3-5,
Yeah.
Championships. Holy shit, dude.
He was like a fucking chess player. He never made a wrong move in the playoffs, the decisions he made. One thing I did notice.
And never the same players.
And the biggest head I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Next to Fred Gwynn, who played Herman Munster. The guy had a rocket head. It was like a size 11 hat.
Yeah. He was up there.
He had a big noggin, dude. And I took care of him. Another time, I took care of Harbaugh's wife. So I had good times. Torrey, I remember one time Torrey Smith. Torrey Smith, sorry.
Yeah, he came in, he didn't even know what color we were.
Didn't know what color we were. And came and asked me, he's like, I don't know how y'all live out here. Shit, man, I'm paying $3,200 for a 1-bedroom. And I literally looked at him. I'm like, I make $14 an hour. Tell me about it. And walked away from him.
You said that to him?
Yeah, and walked away. Because I was like, what is he going to fucking do? Rat me out? The guy makes $20 million.
Yeah, dude, you beat us in the last Super Bowl.
At that point in my career there, I was like, I was trying to leave. I was trying to get into stadium ops. I was going to go to HR.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was fucking done. Fuck this retail business. But you had these assholes coming in there, and it's like, but you know who really loved me? Jared Hayden. His entire family adored me because I helped them one time. True story. Me and Ben Shout out Ben. I know he was on your show a few episodes back rather. We were roommates, and Ben and I stop at IHOP, which is no longer there anymore, on Great America. It's 2:30 in the morning, Josh. This is a true story. Late 2:30 in the morning after an event. Jared Hayne is in there with his entire family that's here from Australia. His mom and dad walk up to me, asked to pay for my dinner and thank me. Because they had remembered that I really took care of them. Like, I got them water, I got them the merch they wanted. Like, I went over and beyond for them.
It was a good story.
Yeah, and it's like, at least, but the guy... All that to be said, there's probably 20,000 Jared Hayne pens and lanyards, hang planes, and what do we call these things? I forget. These pennants.
Oh, the
remember
pennants?
The pennants?
Yeah.
There was like a shit ton. So no, I mean, it wasn't somebody that you'd remember, but I mean, that's the time. Like I'll never get those stories again in the work that we do now. Like, I'm not gonna have that scenario. Like, I'm not gonna have a CEO that I'm like, oh, he sat next to me. Like, it's not gonna happen.
Well, you'll never have people that you work with that you get that close with again.
And it's the team you love too. It's not like we're working for the Bengals.
Right.
It's like the San Francisco 49ers, all the history, Montana Young. And so, but yeah, I mean, I wanted to say, if you can pull it up, I don't know, now would be a good time. I kind of want to give you my prediction on this upcoming season.
Okay. All right. Hold on a second. I got to pee.
He's got to pee. This will be edited later, folks, when preseason starts. So we're sitting on August 10th today. Just a couple of days away from the first preseason game against the Raiders. I'm not going to really give you a prediction there, but I'd like to go through the season and tell you what I think is going to happen with a playoff prediction as well. And Josh, you can give your prediction as well. We can go game by game. Be honest. Don't copy. Just do what you think.
All right. I'll be honest here. So we're going to... So this is preseason here, right? Uh-huh. Oh, we're doing preseason against the Seahawks?
No. That's regular season, September 7th.
Okay.
In Seattle. You're good.
Here, let me minimize it a little bit so I can... we'll start at the top here. Seahawks. So San Francisco against the Seahawks. So in Seattle, I think they win that.
I think...
Especially because it's the very first game, and they're coming off with something to prove now.
I think the Niners win, and I think it's not particularly close. I think it's 37-21. I think our offense just puts up a lot. We come out and we score maybe on the first straight 3 drives, like that kind of game where it's like boom, boom, boom. Next thing you know, you're up 2 touchdowns, and they carry that momentum.
Yeah, I don't think that I don't think there's anything remarkable about it. But second game, I think we could probably take the Saints.
Yeah, the Saints don't have a quarterback. They drafted this guy, Tyler Shuck or something.
Is he supposed to start?
I think so. Our Spencer Rattler. I don't know. It's a bunch of guys that should be in the WWE. They're no name. You know how in WWE they'd have the Royal Rumble and they'd fill in with a bunch of no-namers?
Oh, yeah.
That's who the Saints are. They don't have anyone reputable. So I think this will be another 10-point victory. So we'll just call it 31-21.
So they come into the home opener 2-0.
2-0.
Against the Cardinals.
Against the Cardinals. I'll be there 23-1 lifetime when I've been present. Having a big tailgate, home opener, team's 2-0. They're excited. It could be up for a little bit of a letdown. I think they squeak it out, though. I think this is a touchdown game, and they win the game 27-20.
Well, we're still talking about Kyler Murray here.
Yes.
Haven't they done a lot of work on their offense this year, though?
Yeah, and he historically gives the Niners problems. It could be a trap game, but I'm going to go with the momentum.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I think that one's going to be probably a toss-up for me.
Okay. So then they stay at home on week 4, Josh, and they play the Jaguars.
That's going to be their toughest game so far. I think it's going to be tougher than the Seahawks. I think that they might be... Let's see. So that's a Sunday game.
Yeah, I see this as a defense game, possibly like a 17-13 type of game where it's won by who could score at least 2 touchdowns in the entire game. And I think the Niners win that one too. Here's the thing: the Niners over the last 3 years, Josh, historically, even last year, even though they had a bad record, they do pretty well at home. They win most.
Sure, I think that the Jaguars are one of those teams though that could surprise you, just like a real Jaguar.
So you're saying 2-2 possibly for them?
I'm thinking that they only win one of those Cardinals and Jaguars games.
So I'm going with a win, and I'm going with 17-13. Then they play
the Rams in LA on a primetime Thursday night game. Okay. I think they have a very good chance of probably winning that.
I agree. I think that I'm not just saying this because I'm biased. I mean, these teams are weak. They have holes like we have holes, and I think if you are 4-0, like I expect, you have that momentum, right? Once you start winning 1, 2, 3, you kind of go on a roll. So I think close game, but I think overall the Niners are able to shut down Stafford. He never plays well against them.
I predict that there could probably be an injury at the Jaguars game, though. A significant one for us.
Yeah, I could see that too. It's always the Niners' luck, right? Hopefully it's not one that takes the person out the whole year, though.
Well, I mean, I always hope there's never one, but, that's
hopefully
the nature
our
of the
punter.
game. So you think they'll beat the Rams?
Yeah.
For that one?
So 5-0.
5-0.
5-0.
Okay. I'm at 3.5,
Okay.
Or, 3.5 games up. So, whoops. So we are looking now at the Buccaneers.
Yeah. So the Niners will have a lead in this game, and all of a sudden there'll be a lot of bullshit calls at the end, and I think the Bucs sneak out a win at home. I think they upset us, maybe on a last drive touchdown to get the go ahead. I think we go 5-1.
Now that's still
Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield in the Bucs. So. Yeah. He could surprise you.
Yep.
Okay. I might chalk that one up as an L.
Then they come home and they got the Rams. Or sorry, they have the
Falcons.
Falcons, and that looks like a Sunday night football game.
I think that could probably be a win.
Yeah, I don't. Falcons should be better this year. They have Michael Penix, starting quarterback, rookie from last year. But I think again, the Niners, as long as there's no significant injuries, they are a team that should be top tier on both ends of the ball. This is mid-season, you're kind of rolling. I think the Niners get the win. So they would be at 6-1 at this point.
So we got the next one. It is Houston. Niners in Houston.
Yeah, see, a lot of people are picking the Niners to lose here just because DeMeco Ryans, CJ Stroud. I don't know.
I think this is probably if there was a high chance for them to lose, it's this one. Like losing to them in Houston.
I would say, yeah, because they could. I'll say sure, they could take a loss. That's a toss-up for me. I think they could win it. But let's say they lose. They're 6-2 in my book. Because I'm looking at the next week, they play the Giants on the road. And how good are the Giants? They're not that good, so...
Well, Giants on the road. Okay.
7-2.
We'll chalk that one up to a win, probably.
Then you come home against the Rams.
Home against the Rams. The Rams have something to prove.
But they beat us in Levi Stadium last year. Do I think they'll beat us again in Levi Stadium?
And they have beat us in Levi Stadium a couple times before that, too.
Correct. I think they swept us last year. We sweep them this year. So we beat them again at home.
They got something to fight for with all those fires.
7-2.
They got something to fight for, Alan.
The Niners were 6-11. They have something to fight for.
Okay, so Cardinals in Arizona.
See, this is a game that is going to come down to somebody kicking a field goal, making it. Hopefully not Jake Moody. Because they always have fits against us. I think the Cardinals are a sneaky team that just has our number. But I don't know.
Wait, is Jake Moody still going to be the kicker?
Yeah, they kept him. And
what the fuck, dude?
They got rid of the punter, Mitch Wishnowsky, instead, and they brought in Thomas Morstead. They think that his kicking problems were due to his long snapper not being a good snapper. Isn't that interesting? They had to save face. They're not going to get rid of him that fast.
Dude, no. 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 You got to get rid of him. You got to get rid of Jake Moody, and you have to do it yesterday. Remember that guy who, you remember that Trump thing where all those guys were on that signal chat? Yeah. And that one fucking dude, what was it? Who was that guy? Was it Mike Pompeo? Who was it?
Probably Mike Pompeo.
Well, whoever it was leaked that shit, and they was like, oh, no, it couldn't be him. Yeah, it's that fucking guy. Get rid of Mike Pompeo. Jake Moody is the Mike Pompeo of the 49ers, and he needs to be gone yesterday.
Well, they got him for this season, and you got to wish him the best because Kyle's very stubborn. He's not going to draft somebody high and then get rid of him because he doesn't want to take that heat. Like, hey,
no, dude, on a kicker, no, dude.
We'll see. Jake Moody, MVP comeback season.
Has any kicker fucked up so much in such critical games in such critical fashion and lost them so many games and still continued a career?
No, but the Niners are loyal, I guess.
Then that's already a strike against them.
So I got a little glare going, but I think they play the...
Oh, next one would be Panthers at home. Or Panthers, yeah, Panthers at home.
I'll be going to that game. It's a Monday Night Football game. I'm going to count that as a blowout win. I think the Panthers are wompski. I couldn't name anybody on their team, and they're the Panthers. It's like, who gives a shit about the Carolina Panthers?
They're G League.
Yeah, this is a 31-10 game. This is what we call a hat and T-shirt game, where Brock's going to be wearing a hat by the third quarter.
It's one of those games where we have an exhibition game against a CFL team.
Yeah. By the third quarter, you'll be eating chicken wings and have ESPN on. You won't be watching.
And, of course, that's barring any, unheard of trades or injuries. But you got Niners at Cleveland.
Yeah, they struggle. They've lost to them. Moody lost a game last year in the rain.
Used to be a gimme.
Yeah, not anymore.
No.
Now it's get ready for 5 quarters of football because something's going to happen.
Because of their defense.
And someone's going to get hurt.
Because of it's their defense.
I'll say this. Revenge season is here. The Niners kick their fucking ass, dude, and take no names. No bullshit. This needs to be a year where, you should be who you should be. There should be no surprises. It's the Browns. Take care of business.
Yeah.
I don't want any excuses.
Nobody should be getting hit over the head with any helmets.
No. We can't afford that.
So Titans in Santa Clara. So
that's an interesting team. I mean, I think the Niners will beat them. It depends how good the Titans. Josh drafted Cam Ward. He was the number 1 pick in the draft this year from Miami of Florida. I don't know how good he is. I don't know a lot because I didn't watch their games. But I'm very skeptical on first-year quarterbacks. They always struggle historically. Peyton Manning struggled. Troy Aikman, all these guys. Steve Young. No one comes in as great. We have seen it, right, with C.J. Stroud, a few other people, Jaden Daniels. But the Niners at home. I mean, I look at this season as you need to take care of your home games.
I just don't think that they are a threat anymore since they got rid of Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
I think that they're just they've relegated themselves to maybe look forward to next draft. That kind of thing, to where they'll just stopgap after 3 or 4 games. They may be stopgapped at this point in the season.
So I have them right now at 9-2, but this is the game I predict they'll lose. They're going to lose against the Colts on the road.
Really?
Monday Night Football, possibly. I think that's what December 22nd is. I just have this feeling of Buckner, and then they have Charvarius Ward, former Niners. It's on the road. It's a dome. It gets
Yeah, but what about you have to have an offense?
I know, but they always lose a bullshit game every year, and this is the game I pick. I hope I'm wrong.
Okay, well,
and then
that would be a hell of an upset.
So I got them at 9-3. Is that right? No, that's 9-3. No, I'm wrong because the schedule is 1 2. I got them at. There's only 2 games left. So I got them at 11-3 right now. So that means they've played 14 games. No, I'm sorry, 12-3, and they got 2 games left. They got the Bears at home is the next game, Josh. Second to last game is Bears at home. What do you think? First of all, what do you think about the Colts game? What's your opinion? I say it's an upset. I hope I'm wrong.
I mean, on paper, it looks like we should win.
Yeah.
But like you said, there's two guys on there that know our whole playbook. That were not there were no small piece.
No, they were huge pieces.
And that can't be overstated. So I think you're right. Probably if that's going to be an upset, it'll be there or it'll be the Bears game. But the Bears game won't be as big as an upset.
I think the Niners should beat the Bears at home. I don't believe in Caleb Williams.
I don't know, man.
It's that simple for me.
I don't know about that.
The Bears. You know what I mean? The Bears are like that sister team. The little brother you beat up every year.
But we said that last year about the Bears, and I think we lost to them, right?
No, I think we beat the Bears last year, but we lost to the Packers.
Is that right?
Yeah, we got our ass kicked by the Packers. Anyways, I say that's a win, so that puts us at 13-3. And I say the last game doesn't even matter.
So you think 14-3?
I think it depends. Now, if you're
Oh wait, when's the bye? Oh wait, yeah, there's no bye.
So
where do we have our bye?
The bye is in the middle of the season, so by like week 5.
Is that week 5 this year?
Week 5 or 6, yeah. So it's by October. But here's the thing. This is where it gets interesting. If the Niners are 13-3 and they're guaranteed like first round pick, no one's going to play that final game. So they might lose because who gives a shit. But if they have to play in order to secure the first round seed, then they're going to win. So I put them at 14-3, first round bye, first seed. And then I will just tell you they're going to play in the first divisional game. They're going to play likely the Bucks. And they're going to kill them. Then they'll probably play the Lions in the championship game. Again, a repeat of 2 years ago at home.
So you're predicting them to not play the wild card round. You think they're going to go with that seed?
Yeah, the Niners will not be in the wild card. They'll be a divisional team, in first round bye, playing the Bucks, beat them. And I'm kind of skeptical on the Lions. I did just blur out the Lions. Maybe not the Lions, maybe the Lions, maybe a team. See, I don't think the Redskins, I still call them the Redskins, they're not going to be as good as they were last year. That was a fluke. I think that you'll see like possibly the Cowboys, possibly the Lions, possibly like the Packers. One of those 3 teams will be in that title game against us.
So you're talking the Eagles have to be in that conversation.
Yeah, but I think when you win a Super Bowl, you should for sure. But I feel like sometimes you lose momentum too. It could be like
I don't think they've lost any though because they still have that tush push. They will have that.
Yeah, I think though the Niners would beat those guys no problem. I mean, we've seen when we've healthy what we did to them in Philadelphia. They slaughtered them, dude, by like 30 points. I think that tush push is important when it's a close game, but when you're losing by 3 touchdowns, and the Niners would kill them. And
it's hard to lose by 3 touchdowns when you can do that, though.
I know, but I'm telling you, the last time the Niners played them and they were both healthy, the Niners humiliated them in Philadelphia. So we'll see. I'm not counting the Philadelphia Eagles as a repeat customer, and maybe it is. Maybe it is them in the title game. I'm just saying the Niners are going to have basically 2 home games to get to the Super Bowl, which happens to also be at home.
So you have the Niners in the West. You have the Lions in the North. You have the Eagles in the East. Who do you have in the South then for the NFC?
The Bucks.
The Bucks, but they'll be out in the wild card round, right?
Yeah, so they'll be out and no one else will come out of that division.
Who else do you see making that wild card? Seahawks?
I think you'll have the Niners in the playoffs. You'll have the Niners in the playoffs. You'll have the Cowboys in the playoffs. The Eagles in the playoffs. The Bucks in the playoffs. The 3 other teams will likely be Washington, 5, Minnesota, 6, 7.
You think Packers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Packers. Because I think the Packers probably won't win their division. I mean, the Bears could be a wild card sneaky team. I'm not buying it. But you're right. The Packers.
I put more money on the Packers doing it than the Bears.
Yeah.
Because their coach is tenacious.
Yeah. Kyle Shanahan, disciple.
And same with Mike McDaniel and all those guys, right?
All these guys are all Kyle Shanahan's nutsack.
Mike Shanahan's underlings, right?
Yes. They're all a bunch of fucking Obi-Wans that learned under Qui-Gon. So.
I mean, well, shit, man. I just we'll be there. So you'll be at the, and I'll try to make it too, at the season opener with the Cardinals. You'll have your tailgate.
September 21st. Come out if you want free food, free drink. We're gonna have a huge tailgate.
I know you mentioned it last episode, but we're doing it again.
Yes.
But we will also be there. We will be there for the preseason.
Yes. We're getting
as
crew
a
together.
team.
Yes.
So there'll be probably 10 of us there.
Yep.
Hopefully.
Annual Bang Bang Jays gang gathering for our team, our draft, and I think you and I are working on a special surprise in honor of Jay, right?
Of course, in honor of Jay, our good buddy.
Have him present at this draft. I think we're still drafting for him, and so yeah, we're gonna have our annual crew do our draft this year. Not in Tahoe, but we're probably gonna do it, the following year. But we'll be possibly coming to you guys live from Levi's Stadium. We'll see.
All right, man. Well, thanks for coming by, Alan. We'll see you there in a couple. In just a little bit here.
All righty.
And see you guys later.